At the edge of the earth. At the edge of the earth, in the harsh waters of the far north of Russia, I served on an old but reliable steamship. I was only 17 years old, just beginning my journey in life, full of adventures and dangers. We had an important mission to transport a barge with precious diesel fuel for ships navigating the icy waters of the Arctic. The work was tough and dangerous, but I was proud of my service and my team. The beginning of the journey. Our journey began in a port city in the north of Russia. I was the youngest member of the crew, and the older comrades often gave me advice and helped me settle in. The steamship was an old but sturdy vessel that had served in the north for many years. Its captain, Alexei Sergeyevich, was an experienced sailor, known for his courage and determination. From the first days on board, I realized that working on a steamship was not only about romance and adventure, but also about hard work. We were constantly busy monitoring equipment, checking ropes, repairing what broke down. But despite all the difficulties, I felt like part of a big and friendly team. Journey through icy waters. Our route lay through treacherous and icy waters of the Arctic Ocean. Every day was a trial: cold, wind, waves that could rise up and turn into a real hell for us at any moment. But despite this, we carried our cargo with pride, knowing that the supply and safety of other ships and vessels navigating these dangerous waters depended on us. The first few days of the journey were relatively calm. We moved slowly but steadily, keeping an eye on the condition of the barge and the ropes. Our engines ran smoothly, and everything went according to plan. We knew that many more days of journey lay ahead, but we were ready for any trials. Stormy night. One night, when darkness enveloped us like a thick shroud, and only the flickering of stars and the northern lights illuminated our path, we encountered a storm. It was one of those storms that tear the sky and the sea apart, and even the most experienced sailors feel small and helpless before its fury. The sky was covered with heavy clouds, the wind rose to unimaginable strength, and it seemed like the ocean itself had risen against us. The ropes holding the barge rang like taut strings, vibrating from the tension. The wind howled as if trying to tear our steamship off course. Enormous waves seemed to come alive, striving to engulf us in their depths. Water flooded the barge, threatening to capsize it and spill the fuel overboard. We knew that losing the cargo could lead to catastrophic consequences, not only for us but for the entire Arctic expedition. Inside the ship. Chaos reigned inside the ship. Anything not securely fastened fell and shattered. People grabbed onto railings, trying to stay on their feet, but it was almost impossible. Every step was incredibly difficult, and the noise and clamor intensified with each passing minute. Water seeped inside, and we fought against the flow, trying to keep the vessel afloat. As the youngest and least experienced member of the crew, I felt particularly helpless. My hands trembled from the strain, but I tried not to show fear. The senior comrades encouraged me, reminding me that we were a team and had to stick together. We worked as a single organism, each knowing their place and duties. Fight for survival. Captain Alexei Sergeyevich didn't back down. His loud voice pierced through the roar of the elements, issuing clear and decisive commands. We worked as a cohesive unit, each knowing their place and duties. In the darkness, illuminated by lightning flashes, we saw each other's faces distorted with fear and tension. But despite all the difficulties, we didn't give up. We knew that not only our lives, but also the important cargo we were carrying depended on us. I remember how we battled the waves, trying to keep the vessel on course. Our bodies were exhausted, our hands ached from the strain, but we kept working. The captain ordered us to reduce speed and try to hold our position to weather the storm. It was a risky decision, but we had no other choice. The ropes holding the barge could snap at any moment, and then everything would be lost. Decisive actions. The hours stretched endlessly. It seemed like the storm would never calm down, that we would forever remain prisoners of this raging force. Waves pounded against the hull of the ship, each strike shaking the vessel, and we prayed for the metal to hold. Our engines worked at their limit, maintaining the desired position, but we knew that it couldn't go on like this for long. Outside, the storm raged, while inside the ship we fought for our lives and the safety of the cargo. At some point, one of the ropes holding the barge began to fray. We rushed to it, trying to reinforce and replace it, but the waves hindered us, and every minute was precious. Working as a team, we managed to secure a new rope, but it cost us immense effort and nerves. Calming of the storm. After endlessly long hours of struggle, the storm began to subside. The waves became less aggressive, the wind died down, and the ropes no longer rang with such force. We were exhausted but alive. The steamship and the barge had withstood the test. Our faces were covered with salt and sweat, but in our eyes shone pride and relief. We knew that we had endured in this battle thanks to our unity and determination. This night became a lesson in survival for us, a reminder of how much we depend on nature and its unpredictability. We continued our journey with even greater respect for the sea and its power, realizing that every day in the north is a new challenge to be accepted and overcome. Subsequent days. The journey to the final point of our route was still long, but after surviving the storm, we felt invincible. We were a united front, each knowing that they could rely on others, and that gave us strength. The steamship continued its passage through the icy waters, leaving only a frothy wake behind. We knew that new trials awaited us ahead, but we were confident that we could cope with them. In the following days, the weather became calmer, and we could finally catch our breath. Our bodies ached from the strain, but inside us grew a sense of pride for overcoming the trial. We inspected the ropes and equipment, checking if they had been damaged during the storm. The barge with diesel fuel remained undamaged, and it was a real miracle for us. Meeting with the captain. Captain Alexei Sergeyevich gathered the entire crew on deck to express gratitude for the courage and selflessness shown. His words were brief but sincere, and each of us felt that we had contributed to the common cause. We understood that many more days of the journey lay ahead, but we were ready for any trials. At the edge of the earth, in the harsh waters of the far north of Russia, we continued our voyage. The steamship Northern Wind and its crew became a symbol of strength and unity for me. Every day we fought against nature and its challenges, and every day we emerged victorious. This journey taught us a lot: patience, bravery, mutual assistance. Achieving the goal. Our journey was coming to an end. We were approaching the final point of our route, where other ships awaited us, in need of our fuel. We knew that our mission had been successful, and that gave us strength. Captain Alexei,